what's up, you guys? As you can see, I just got done watching a Cowboys game. They just got their first road playoff win in since 1992. But anyway, I just want to make a quick video about something that's been really bothering me. It's about the Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp situation that happened on Undisputed, where Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp got into it over Tom Brady. I forgot the specifics, but it basically came down to Skip saying that Tom Brady was better than Shannon ever was. I kind of disagree with that statement, very much so. But I'm still here to defend Skip Bayless to an extent because people are calling him racist for what he said to Shannon Sharp about that, and I find that kind of ridiculous to say that. So these are the things that's been bothering me in reference to those events, and we'll just take a look at them and go over it.
This is just straight hate by a guy who's jealous that he is still playing at a high level at 45 when you had to stop at 35.
Wow. That's what you do.
That's the point.
That's what you do. You make it seem like I was a bum. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame.
Okay,
I
so
got 3
what?
Super Bowls.
So what?
So what?
He's way better than you were.
I'm better.
Bullshit.
I got to see what you do. You take personal shots.
No, I didn't take a personal shot at you.
Wait a minute.
What are you talking about?
You would take a personal
Put your glasses back on.
Ooh,
Put your glasses back on.
that was
Boy,
real.
you know in another time what was going to follow that fucking phrase. He hit a fucking...
Okay, so I completely disagree with the way that Skip Bayless acted in that segment of the show. That was honestly ridiculous for him to get that extreme with it, that personal with it. And he kind of, I wouldn't say he gets that personal with it that often. I would say he definitely doesn't actually, but he seems to kind of reach towards that direction more often than not, I guess, or than it's necessary, or than anybody else would. He definitely is looking, he definitely is a character. He definitely is someone who is looking to play to the cameras and for the show. I watch every episode of Undisputed. If you've ever watched the show or have watched a good amount of the show, you'll notice that Shannon Sharp comes off as more of a genuine person, and it comes off as he's playing more of just himself. He's just kind of being more of himself. And then it does seem like Skip on the show is acting more so than Shannon Sharp is. So I would say a lot of what that was him playing towards the cameras. It certainly wasn't anything racist. Once again, if you've watched the show, Skip has talked about it on the show, and I believe he's talked about it on his own podcast. He's talked about it a couple times, publicly, like towards the internet and stuff like that, where he said that he was raised by a black woman. I don't know the whole story. That's really his story to tell. We might be able to watch it later, but yeah, I mean, this dude is not racist, and this is not the only video I've seen. This right now is the only one I was able to find, but he's not a racist dude. It's very hypocritical to call this dude so extreme, which is true, for the way he was acting towards towards Shannon Sharp, and which was completely unnecessary for the comments that he made. But it's hypocritical to in one breath call that man extreme, but then use an extreme term to label this man and say he's racist, or kind of insinuate that or imply that by saying oh, at another time he would have said boy or whatever. I disagree with that. I don't think he's a racist guy. Also gonna check out some other videos. Here's a video. So this video, this guy is gonna be kind of saying, this is Scarface. He's gonna basically be saying similar things that this guy on the Godfrey podcast was talking about. So we can watch that.
He's always had a disdain when it came to the black athlete, bro. In my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
All right, because like I was saying earlier, if had it been Baker Mayfield or Tom Brady or he would have wanted the whole season stopped.
Oh, if it had been Tom Brady.
Yeah. These guys should have stopped playing football. They should have all got in their cars and went home.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, man, we're not buying that shit from you, Skip.
So here's my thoughts on this. It's not a black and white issue with Skip. It really isn't. Skip is the definition of the complete word fan. Fan is derived from the word fanatic. Skip is a fanatic. For anybody or any team that he is a fan of, he is a fanatic for that team or that player. And what that means is he's irrational. He does that. I personally feel like in many cases he does that irrational like persona on purpose, or he plays it up. I think to an extent it is part of who he is, literally. But I mean, he's a fanatic for Tom Brady. He's a Tom Brady fan. It has nothing to do with him being white. I mean, Skip Bayless is a Cowboys fan, and if you know, the Eagles are in the Cowboys division, so that makes them a Cowboys rival. I'm also a Cowboys fan, obviously. This man has said that he feels like, that I think he said that Jalen Hurts is clearly, as soon as they drafted Jalen Hurts, he was clearly better than Carson Wentz, who is a white quarterback. So if he was racist, I don't know why he would prop up a black quarterback over a white quarterback. And then he's also like, throughout the show, this would be kind of difficult to find, but like, just passing conversations through some episodes on the show, like he said that sometimes at some points in the season, he said that he believes Jalen Hurts is better than Dak. He loves Lamar Jackson. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and just name all the players I've heard him talk, in high regards about, but it's just kind of sad to see people who have no other reaction other than the extreme. And I mean, granted, like, I can see how they would go down that path, because I mean, he has the image of it, right? But we're not supposed to look on the surface, right? That's the hypocrisy of it, right? Because you're calling somebody racist, and what do racists do? They're prejudiced. They look on the surface and so on, and you're looking at this dude, a white guy, red hair, like he had ginger or something, dirty blonde, whatever. But you look at this dude, and he's a white guy, white old dude, and his co-host happens to be black. And yes, he got disrespectful with him. And was it wrong? Of course it was. Did I agree with it? Of course I did not. But was it racist? No. But some people are going to say that just because it was a white guy and a black guy, and the white guy got completely out of pocket. It's been these strong implications on the internet that have been like, kind of upsetting me, because it's just the hypocrisy that upsets me. And hearing people who are complaining about racism, and also on top of that, complaining about his extreme comments to Shannon, which once again were wrong. But on the flip side, they're also making extreme comments towards another person that aren't based in any type of factual, like they're not based in any type of facts at all. It's just off of their feeling and their type of like intuition, which is wrong. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe. Go Cowboys. And yeah, peace.
My grandmother traveled in her work, and she needed somebody to run the household. And Katie Bell had been with her for a long time, and Katie Bell took over the household. My immediate family, my extended family, I never got any racist vibes from anybody. Everybody loved Katie Bell, but they treated her like an equal. They treated her like one of the family. You're just going to have to trust me on this. She was an authority figure. Nobody in my family, my cousins, nobody, except for one quick story I'll tell in a second. I didn't hear the N-word. I heard it at school occasionally on the playground when I was a little kid, but not from my parents or my grandparents. I just didn't hear it. Katie Bell was just Katie Bell to me. So I never was taught to look down on her. I only looked up. Her parents came from Birmingham, Alabama. But Katie Bell was born and raised on the south side of Chicago. And trust me, she was as tough as she was sweet. She had the biggest, quickest smile I've ever seen. And she had the biggest, quickest laugh I've ever heard. But when it came to discipline, Katie Bell would put her hands on me. She was a stoutly built woman, and she was strong, and she would punish me when I was wrong. She taught me the word, I think when I was like 5 or 6 years old, she called me a hypocrite because of the way I was treating my brother, I think it was. But the point was, my household was a wreck because my father and my mother were alcoholic wrecks. My mother admitted to me later in life, she just didn't want kids, and she had 3. And we got put with different relatives at different times, but I always wound up, sometimes often alone, at my grandmother's with Katie Bell because I loved Katie Bell, and I think she loved me more than any of the grandchildren. I just got that sense from her. It could be wrong. But I spent an inordinate amount of time with Katie Bell. Everything I learned about right and wrong came from Katie Bell. Katie Bell was far more of a mother to me than my mother was, far more. I trusted her, I believed in her, and she treated me like her son.